Are you ready to grind? It's Sports 56 Grind Time with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain. Now, here's Peter and Anthony.
Welcome to another edition, another episode of Sports 56 Grind Time here on Sports 56 AM 560, 98.5 FM. Also on streaming on the World Wide Web on all of your major social media platforms. However y'all listen to us, just say hello. Shoot us a text. Give us a call at 901-8255 on the AutoZone listener line, 901-360-8255. You can call us. You can text us on that same number. You can send us something. You can send us your thoughts on what's going on in local sports around the globe. Do whatever you're doing, man. We love to hear from you guys. Darian Newsom is across the glass.
Yo!
This, of course, is Anthony Sain. Peter Edmiston is out. I don't know when Peter coming back to us.
Yo!
Because all the brother told me he was going on vacation, and I was like, all right, say less.
Hey,
and I ain't bothering him, so I don't really know when he's coming back. For real, like I don't get into all that, man. If I show up one day and Peter's like, if we do the show and Peter speaks before I speak, hey, that means he's here.
Well,
that's all I know.
I know how to get Peter back. Tell Peter my Twitter followers are growing.
Are they really?
As he is out.
Yeah, that's good, man.
As he is
Shout
out.
out to you, man.
It is growing, man.
I'm 100 away from, I think, 7,000.
What?
Yeah.
Man,
I lose as many followers as I get, though, because I do stuff that really ticks people off. When I first started hosting this show, my followers shot up a little bit. I think I probably got like about 400 or 500 new followers.
Yeah, man.
Like all of a sudden. And then the number kind of trickled right back down.
I'm getting a little bit of both of it, man. Some people are saying, hey, man, doing a great job, man. When's Peter coming back?
Yeah.
Then I've had a couple, man, you're awesome. You're a genius. So, hey, man, you take it with a grain of salt. Just doing stuff you love, man. Sometimes
who cares?
People can feel it through the airwaves when you're doing stuff you
man.
love. Man.
I don't really in this business, I learned from a very wise man that the loudest voice is very seldom the majority. And I live by it. Like, I literally live by it. One of the first people that really taught me how this thing goes in depth, he broke that down for me. And I swear I live by that, man.
Kind of like that saying in sports, if you listen to the crowd, you'll be over there with them.
Yeah. Like you'll never get people, the people that really rock with you every day. Let's say there's 100 people, right? Let's say 95 of those 100 fool with you really tough. They're not going to start your day off every day with, hey, man, Darian, you're great. You know what I mean? You're not going to get that from them.
Yeah.
But those 5 who don't like you, they're going to make it an everyday
They'll make it a point.
Task.
You know what they say, appointment or appointment television.
Yeah.
They're going to make it a point.
Yeah, but the thing is, those people, they're tuning in every day and listening to you as well. You know what I mean? Because I laugh sometimes because I'll see people, especially with all this stuff going on at the University of Memphis, everyone kind of takes this assumption that the local media is against Penny or whatever. And
that's what Penny said, man. Y'all got them messed up, man.
Penny's out there creating great distractions from the actual issue. He's a master of that for sure. But he's people, they're taking this stance that, the local media is against Memphis and they're saying all this and all that. My thing is, how do you know? Because y'all swear y'all don't listen to us. You know what I mean? How do you know what we're saying unless you're tuned in every day listening? You know what I mean? For sure. So just keep all that in mind. That's me just giving you advice. You know what I mean? Live on the air, man. I know that you're trying to grow in this industry as well. So that's me just letting you know that the negativity and criticisms, it's not even worth the
time.
Not even worth the thumb strokes, man. On Twitter or whatever. And I engage a lot of people on Twitter. And a lot of people think that because I do that I'm like triggered by it or I'm moved by it. I do it for entertainment, man. I do it just to see what somebody's going to say next, you know what I mean? There was a dude who was ready to fight me on Twitter about something. I was like, all right, say less. If you want to fight because of University of Memphis basketball, hey, whatever. But anyway, man, we welcome you guys to the show. Thank you guys for letting me slide in a teaching moment with my friend Darian Newsom across the glass.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, man, it's a wild day today. The weather is crazy. I'm typically a skeptic when it comes down to weather. I don't really stress about stuff too much. I'm the type of person I don't really worry about too much. I'm a skeptic about everything, and I'm normally late to the party when it comes down to concern. You know what I mean? I thought I did the right thing, man. I got food at the house. I got all that stuff. Then I started thinking, crap, where do the lights go out? Like, everything I got is either air fryer, microwave, or I got an electric stove. Like, I don't have a gas stove. And I was like, crap, man, if my lights go out, I'm looking like a idiot.
Gonna be Viennas.
Yeah, man, I don't have Viennas. That's what I'm saying. I don't really know it. I don't really know it. I got some chips and stuff at the
You
house.
from Memphis, man. Go buy some stamps, man. Buy you some stamps, man.
I'm gonna make something happen.
Shout out to people that buy stamps. Man.
But yeah, this time of year, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and I was like, when the weather does this, I'm just not in a good headspace. Whenever this type of weather like brings the worst out of me, like not make me a bad person, but I just don't feel like myself. You know what I mean? Like I get, I'm like diagnosed with anything, but I know some of my emotional and mental triggers. You know what I mean? Like I know when certain things happen, I know how my mind is gonna respond to them. So I get kind of overwhelmed by stuff, and like during this time of year where there's like severe weather like this, like it really, really bothers me. Like I so send some prayers out to you boys. So why y'all praying for Coach Penny Hardaway and and the basketball team? Send some prayers my way, because it's just.
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah,
Pastor
weird,
Munger got you, man. Pastor Munger.
I might need to call
he
Pastor
needs you
Munger,
again.
I might need to call Pastor Munger.
2 days in a row.
But yeah, man, it's just it's tough, and I don't think I'm the only person who deals with it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's mainly the whole thing of the sheltering in place, like having being stuck in the house and not getting outside.
Are you claustrophobic?
No, it's not that, man. I just get when I sit at home and there's like nothing to do. I can fall into a dark place, bro. Like this just kind of happens. Like this just me. But yeah, man. Last night your Memphis Grizzlies traveled to New York. But yeah, I just said all that to say, if you're in a similar boat, my thoughts and prayers out to you. Thoughts and prayers out to people who their homes may be affected by having no electricity. Kids don't know what to do. Pets, damage to your homes. I talked to a few people today who've had damage to their homes from trees and things like that. Be careful. Stay at home as much as you have to. But if you need to get up and ride around the block or whatever for your mental, do it, because I can guarantee you I will. Or to charge my phone if the power goes out.
It's like order charge.
So yeah, man, like this is about to be real. The weather we're looking at outside, it looks fine right now to an extent, but it's definitely going to get worse. I've listened to people who get paid to know what they're talking about, who I've pretty much put my faith in that it's going to get pretty bad overnight. So you guys be careful, do what you got to do. But remember, for all the people who are wanting to shelter up at someone's house who has power when you don't, I had to remind someone today that these lights are not free. So
got you a room and board charge.
So have your pocketbook open or something else.
Give freely. Give freely.
My lights are currently on. So just if you're trying to stay warm, just remember I am too.
You got John Harden. You charging John Harden to stay with you, man.
Hey, I'm just
Hey, you were going on a rant yesterday. He told me to ask you something. He said, ask you about one time when your little tight Gabe was out and someone asked Gabe about, is this white guy with you?
Yeah. Let me tell that story real fast. We'll get it. Still got to set up the show. Yeah, man. I never tell that story on there.
I don't know. He made it a point to get me to ask you this on today.
Who said that?
Harden.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because I'm going to tell this story, but the guy we were talking about in the story actually saw this guy out the other day. Gabe was like, "Yeah, that's the dude from Abner's." From Abner's. I was like, what are you talking about, son? But it was him for real. Okay. Me and Gabe go out to eat a lot. And we went to Abner's. Abner's is a place we eat at a lot. He really likes
them
Abner's.
Chicken tenders.
Yeah, he likes Abner's a lot. So Harden, I want to say Gabe was out of school or something like that. Yeah, Gabe was out of school, so I had Harden in the studio. I didn't want Gabe to just be sitting up here. As you guys know, Johnny's Happy Hour is every day here from 11 to 1. So when Harden got out of his show, Harden is Uncle Johnny to Gabe. Gabe loves John Harden.
Johnny.
Gabe loves John Harden. So I'm like, hey, Harden, can you keep Gabe for me while I do my show? I'll come grab him from him. Now, all I really wanted Harden to do was literally keep Gabe. But every time I get him, Harden goes out, spends money on him, takes him out to eat. He's buying them toys and Robux and crap. I'm like, I ain't actually do all that.
Gabe
Harden.
coming back looking at you.
Yeah, get me looking like, whatever. So I'm like, man, just keep my kids. All I need you to do. So Harden takes Gabe to Abner's. And me and Gabe go to Abner's a lot. You know what I mean? So when Gabe gets there, there's a guy that recognizes Gabe from me when me and Gabe go to Abner's. So this man pulls Gabe to the side and he's like, are you okay? And Gabe's like, yes. He said, do you know this man? He said, yeah, it's my Uncle Johnny. So Harden calls me dying laughing about that. And I end up seeing that same guy from Abner's out the other day. But on today's show, there's a lot to talk about today. Your Memphis Grizzlies, of course, got a big win on the road against the New York Knicks, talking noise the entire time while doing so, which made yesterday's game even more fun. Zaire Williams, he had a big redemption game after being questioned for even being in the game by people like me in the previous game before in the loss to the 76ers. Jaren Jackson made noise on national television on the eve before the NBA announces the reserves for the All-Star game. Jaren had a big game. I don't think that really matters at all.
Yeah, because the votes should have already been
the
in.
Votes are
right?
already
Yeah,
in. We'll talk about that as well today. And the overlying topic for this Grizzlies team, the theme for today will be something is wrong with these dudes. There's something clearly wrong with the players that play for your Memphis Grizzlies. They will say anything, do anything, and it's a joy. It's a total joy.
It's almost like they got talked to by Tony Allen and Zach Randolph at the beginning of the year.
It's almost like these dudes just been in Memphis too long.
Been in Memphis
They just been in Memphis
long,
too long. They're just too ingratiated into Memphis.
Good thing, man.
Our good friend Rob Fisher joins us today at 1:30. Rob said his power is out, man, so I'm trying to conserve his cell phone. But yeah, you're gonna do this show though, Rob. I know you're gonna know that. Nah, we had to check on Rob. You know, Rob was under the weather with under COVID protocols, so we had to make sure Rob was good to come on today. He's good. He'll join us at 1:30. He's gonna give us every last drop of his battery. He may be driving around, sliding in the ice, just trying to make sure his interview with us today happens. Jackson State left the Southern Heritage, is leaving the Southern Heritage Classic. We hit on that a little bit yesterday. Got a few more details. It makes a little bit more sense today. Tennessee State put a letter out talking crazy.
What did you
talking
see
crazy
that?
about Jackson State. We're gonna talk about that. Can't wait to get Can't wait to get Kari Thompson on tomorrow, who covers Jackson State for the Jackson Clarion Ledger. We're gonna have him on tomorrow, but we're gonna make as much sense out of it as we can here today. Dustin Starr joins us today, 2:00 to talk wrestling. The Royal Rumble was this past weekend. Definitely want to talk to him about some of the sights and sounds from that, things I'm upset about, things I liked about it, get his thoughts on it, and get caught up on championship wrestling in Memphis with him. Jim Harbaugh is staying in Michigan, not going to the NFL, not going to the Minnesota Vikings, and also Ben Simmons clapping back at Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq is one of the biggest bullies in the NBA, man. I don't think people really understand it. Shaq kind of does a lot of bullying, man, like for real, though. So Ben Simmons clapped back at him. We'll talk about that as well.
He knows he can fight, too, man. He's one of those guys, once you ruffle his feathers to a point, he gets angry.
Who is that, Shaq?
Shaq, of course. I think some of that stuff with him and Chuck is actually real. Like, that's the bullying side of him.
Shaq, I've heard, like, firsthand that Shaq is.
Absolutely. I can tell the way he turns his face. I mean,
he tries to get tough. You know what I mean? For sure.
Being from South Memphis, you've seen a bully or two's face, and when that face turns, it's like, I'll knock you the hell out. Keep playing.
Where I'm from, man, we don't Bluff City, man. Bullies get bullied. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But, yeah, something's wrong with him, man. Something's wrong with him.
But shout out to Ben Simmons, I guess. Whatever. But back to your Memphis Grizzlies. They traveled to New York yesterday, the mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden, taking on a Knicks team that, quite frankly, Darian, has been a little, not just a little, I'll say they've been a lot disappointed compared to what they were last year. They were a team that they were in the playoffs last year, lost in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. And you know what? I was ready for the Hawks to get eliminated last year because I was like, I'm sick of people thinking this team is for real. And I put a lot of my faith into the New York Knicks. I was like, they're tough. You know what I'm saying? Coach Bud is going to have those guys playing defense. They're going to be physically intimidating. They're going to play 48 minutes. And the Hawks smacked those dudes, bro. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, maybe the Knicks aren't as good as I thought they were, but they'll be a good regular season team. Because they're one of those teams where something I used to always say about the Grizzlies, and something that a lot of people didn't want to really admit to, the Grizzlies were a regular season team. And when I say they were a regular season team, you played high school basketball, right?
Absolutely.
And I know if you played high school basketball, you played pickup basketball.
Oh, absolutely. Right? A lot of Pine Hill, Gaston Park, a lot of it.
I know there were times where, with your high school team, y'all would play games that weren't really games.
Yeah, scrimmages.
You play some type of scrimmage, or you play like a students versus staff game, or you play some
those
type of
homeroom
game.
tournaments. We were able to coach them. We couldn't play. We couldn't play the homeroom tournaments. We couldn't play because
right.
we were on the team. So
have you ever seen any type of game like that where it's guys who can really play basketball, but they're not actually playing basketball?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Especially coming from where we come from. The reason that they didn't play is because they had quote unquote extracurricular activities going on, meaning that they were probably the school drug sellers,
right.
or that they just didn't have the grades. But you put a ball in front of these guys,
right.
and shout out to Derek Collins. I'll call your name out, man. Derek Collins, one of the best basketball players in the Southside. He just couldn't get his grades together.
Right.
So.
Now, I'm not particularly talking about those guys. I mean, have you ever seen something that looks like a sanctioned basketball game, but it's not them actually?
Oh, yeah.
Like an all-star game.
They're good enough.
Situation.
They're good enough.
Right.
Yes.
No, I mean, it might be real basketball players in it, but they're not going hard. They're not giving maximum effort, all right?
Most all-star games.
And you've probably played in something like this before.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right. Now, the point I'm trying to make is whenever there's a game like this where you got guys who can actually play, whether they play for a team or just street ball players or just guys, whenever there's a game that don't really mean nothing or there's some type of exhibition type game, there's always one dude who's just doing too much. Like he's going hard, he's going 100%. The Grizzlies and this Knicks team that we played yesterday, last year they were a regular season, what I call a regular season team. A team that's going too hard, doing too much during the regular season. The Grizzlies used to be the same way. The Grit and Grind Grizzlies were the same way. They were going super hard, playoff hard every game with everyone. But when it came down to the playoffs, everybody started doing it, and the good teams started playing like that. The Grizzlies came back down to earth. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what this Knicks team was last year. But they haven't even been that this year. They've been extremely disappointing.
But you know what's crazy about the Knicks? They have damn near the same record. What happened was they took off in the second half of the year after the All-Star break. So they put up a graphic yesterday that actually said that they're only one game off of where they were last year. Right. So unless they plan on taking off like they did last year, they're in the same. They're basically in the same space.
But you don't really feel the takeoff coming.
No,
because one thing that was
Kemba's done. Like last night, Kemba's done.
One thing that was different about last year is that Julius Randle was a monster.
Yes.
He's not a monster this year.
Yes.
So that they feel like they're about to be this for the duration. You know what I mean? So,
think he's a movable piece, or is he?
They probably want to get off him.
They want to get off of him.
What's so strange is that I joke about Zion Williamson is destined to be a Knick, right? And for that to happen, Julius Randle's probably got to be part of the trade, which means he would have to go back to New Orleans. That's the team he came from. That's where Randle came from, New Orleans. And he'd be back with Ingram, which was his teammate when they were with the Lakers. So, really a toxic environment there. But enough about those bums. The Grizzlies went up there, kicked him in the mouth.
Because he almost got beat up last night.
He almost got jumped yesterday.
He almost jumped. That's the best word. He almost got jumped yesterday.
I was laying in the bed last night contemplating some things. And I was just asking myself questions about this Grizzlies team. Because you got audio. We'll listen to it. We'll listen to it later on in the show. You got audio, Jaren, like, if that's what y'all want to do, that's what we're going to do. We can do that, all that. So I'm like, how many dudes on this team do I really think can fight?
I guarantee you can't.
Because back in the day, I could name, all right, don't nobody want to mess with us because I know XYZ, player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These
starting
guys
with Tony.
Got hands. Now I'm starting with Zebo.
Oh, you started with Zebo? Okay.
Yeah, I think Zebo probably was the scrappingest dude in the league.
Slick gang member.
Allegedly. All right. But I'm not quite sure how many – I mean, relative to the league, because I don't think there's many dudes in the league, period, that can fight. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure how many of these dudes on this team actually have hands.
It ain't that too many Charles Oakleys and Anthony Masons running around.
Now, do I think these guys would just sit there and get whipped? No. But how many dudes do I think are like the dog who got like hand? Like if something goes down, Steven Adams, I think, can kill somebody with his hands.
Absolutely. And he made it clear by picking up a whole grown man a couple of weeks ago. So
Desmond Bane is proven to be crazy.
Gotcha.
But Desmond Bane is also a very handsome and attractive dude. I don't know if he's got he looks like Bruce Leroy, but I don't know if he's got Bruce Leroy hands.
Shout out to Ty Mac.
Exactly. I don't know if he has.
He got
slow.
the glow. I'm with you.
He's slow, but I don't know what that means.
He should have gotten you when he argued with LeBron. He didn't back.
That's what I'm saying. That makes me think he's got hands.
Yeah. So I'm with you. So give him the push. Give him that, because I'm pretty sure you got a lot there. You're just like no on. Give him that.
I'm gonna tell you somebody who I think got surprise hands on this team.
Hopefully not Jaren.
I think Kyle Anderson got surprise hands. I think Kyle Anderson.
But you know what? Yeah, because he's from Jersey. People forget he's from Jersey.
I think Kyle Anderson got surprise hands. Melton probably can scrap.
He looking like my cousin, yeah.
Melton looks like he probably carries blades on his wristbands. Like he's probably.
I hope Jaren's at the end of your list because the more I listen to Jaren, I don't think Jaren. I don't think. I'm with you. I hope he's at the end.
Jared grew up rich, man. I don't know if Jared could scrap. He probably could get somebody up off of him.
Wait till you listen to his praise. He's like the way we grew up.
Yeah, he was like, what are you talking about, Jared? Like you grew up a freaking millionaire.
He said the way we grew up.
I think Ja can fight. And Josh one of those dudes is crazy. Like Josh one of those dudes where you might whip him, but the fight ain't over. Like he's gonna keep on the fight until like it's done. All right.
And not to cut it, but just to stick with Ja. His dad is awfully young, man.
Yeah,
like that was the first time. Like
his dad's like younger than us.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I was dad in the ground. They're like T. Morant. I'm like, wow, okay.
Just to make it make sense, T. Morant and Ray Allen, I want to say, went to high school together. So Ray Allen's still pretty young. So T. Morant's about our age.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure T put those hands in.
Xavier Tillman's got a wife, kids. He's a pretty bulky dude.
He can fight because of his hairline. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Look at his hair. No, look at his hair. You don't fight dudes like that with hair like that.
No, not at all.
What about your others? Come on with your others.
Tyus Jones looks like a little crazy red dude. He probably got some hands. Tyus Jones,
but I think he'd rather not.
Yeah, he probably ain't with all that.
He's banged, but on the other side of it.
Tyus Jones want to be all right now.
Yeah. He's there. Yeah,
he want to do.
There you go.
I ain't finna get in this, but if I gotta get in it, it's gonna.
Maybe call my little brother. Like I got a little brother that will be.
Yeah, any dude who got a bunch of little brothers, he probably got hands.
They ain't gonna fight you. I got a little brother. What about Tilly?
I wouldn't fool around with dude.
All right.
Because he one of them dudes. There's probably somebody in the crowd that's he kind of like Jokic in there.
What about the black dude, Conchar?
No, I guarantee you, Conchar can't fight.
Guarantee it. Where should you leave it out there?
Trying to think. Dylan Brooks.
Yes.
He's a lunatic, but that doesn't mean he could particularly scrap though.
He'd rather kill you than fight.
Yeah, he probably rather kill you.
You see what I'm saying? Like I ain't with all that hand stuff, but I'm gonna do this one time and I'm gonna take you out. Okay.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm with it. What about Santi Aldama?
Probably can. Santi probably can scrap.
Jared Cover.
He's probably praying for you.
What you got up there? Zaire.
Hell no. You know what though? Both his parents in the military. He probably know how to get you up off of him, but he ain't like the dude who just gonna be.
He's one of those Vulcan death grip dudes.
Yeah, he probably do something, grab you in your throat.
He do that Mr. Spock thing. All right.
Shut your body down.
Yeah, shut your body down.
Yeah.
We leave anybody out? What about the coach?
Coach Taylor Jenkins? Oh, I've said many times I think Taylor Jenkins is a hidden lunatic. Like, I think he's crazy in real life outside of.
What about Schooner Penn? You think Schooner jacking?
I don't know. Probably so.
Jacking assistant coaches. Because you got to be like that, man.
All right, so let's sum it up. If the Grizzlies really get into it and somebody wants some real smoke with them, are we going to win or we going to lose the fight?
Hey, man, Southside High School had a motto. We may lose the game, but we'll win the fight.
Yeah, that was y'all motto for sure.
Football, basketball, baseball. So I'm definitely with it. Especially if you walk up to the mic like this, you have to know how to fight.
I mean, go ahead.
You hear that? Like he just walks up to the mic.
Mic check.
Mic check. Yo. That's Memphis, man.
Yeah,
That's Memphis all day long.
As much noise as they talk, but they better know how to scrap. Because here's another thing too about the Grizzlies that people aren't talking about. We're having fun watching this team do work and get busy. But the rest of the league we really starting to get on the rest of the league's nerves, man. Because those dudes talk like no other team in the NBA.
And you saw it came out yesterday with Randall walking through the huddle and Bane just wasn't having it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bane was the first one or the only one that wanted to challenge him, but Bane wasn't having it. And the team obviously had his back, but all that walking through the huddle, trying to break up what we got going over here, trying to act like you're I just ended up over here. That type of stuff. They don't work, man.
The league and its fans are starting to tire with us, I believe. I think that's pretty imminent. I believe that's pretty much out there for sure, man. But I know someone who's not tired of us. That's Rob Fisher. He's going to join us when we come back. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. His team, his Chiefs, got knocked up out of here. So we're going to talk to Rob about that. Hoping he's got some battery left.
Ain't no Chris Childs on that team. Ain't nobody hitting nobody on the Knicks team, man.
Yeah, we'll address this text when we come back on Sports 56 Grindtime.
Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, presented by Tito's Vodka, from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitrol, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine that little blue pill on steroids. Noxitrol is so powerful. That's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitrol free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitrol dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitrol while supplies last. Call 1-800-231-8913. That's 800-231-8913. Free bottle for limited time. Call now. 800-231-8913. 800-231-8913.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Back on Sports 56 Grind Time. Of course, this is Wrestling Day. Every Thursday, we dedicate our music to wrestling. We also have Dustin Starr, who joins us at 2 o'clock of Championship Wrestling in Memphis to talk about what's going on in the big leagues, in the minor leagues, and especially with Championship Wrestling
Got
of
the
Memphis.
rockers going on. Happy
Yes,
birthday, what's my man? Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty birthday today, man.
Who's most known for getting thrown through glass.
Oh, jump through glass. Let Peter say, what he said? He tried to jump through the glass, that idiot.
Yeah. We joked a little bit in the first segment, talked about the Grizzlies, who are easily the most trash-talking team in the NBA, and how, you know, if you had to cash those checks, would they be able to cash them? I think we'd be all right, man, because this league is just not the same. You don't have the Zach Randolphs, the Charles Oakleys, James Johnson was one of those guys who was a lower tier scrapping dude. Like nobody really like had
Damon Jones too. I heard Damon Jones used to talk crap.
You know what I mean? But back in their day, those guys weren't even the big dogs. If James Johnson started fighting in the NBA, he would look like he was out there murdering children. Yeah. That's what it would look like if James Johnson got to a fight now. But back in the day, you would have been like, oh yeah, him versus Evo would have been a scrap or whatever. But those guys just don't exist anymore in the league.
The Davis brothers from Indiana, man.
You know what I mean? Because I heard somebody talking about like the Morris twins, like, oh man, fake tough guys. Like, yeah, all right, fake tough guys.
I don't think they are.
The Morris twins got hands. So y'all are crazy. Them dudes is not. Them dudes ain't just talking, bro. But anyway, we got a man who he probably knows more about who's got hands.
Pinko too.
Yeah, all those guys. You know what I mean? Those guys are gone. The man who's with us now. I don't know what kind of hands he has, but he sees his team up close all the time. He probably can let us know. Rob Fisher, what's going on, brother?
Not much. How you fellas doing today?
Good, man. I know pop stars don't fight because I definitely don't. But I'm glad that you're here today, Rob. We were worried about you, brother. We know you were. Go ahead.
Hey, pop stars can start the fight, but let their people finish.
We have handlers that handle that type of stuff.
That's right.
For us, yeah.
That's right.
Right, because remember, Josh said, "Hey, y'all see who I got? Y'all see who I got courtside?" I was like, "All right, Josh, you put too much out there, man." But yeah, for sure. Rob, what are your thoughts when you see a team this young, had that much swagger when they go on the court, go into the mecca of basketball, unfazed, pretty much beat the Knicks from bell to bell, answering everything the Knicks had, overcoming rallies, overcoming the game getting a little bit too close in the fourth quarter. What do you think? What do you think about this team that's just so young, man, that's able to go out there and do something like that?
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, to see such a maturity for a young team, it's incredible. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that, everything that we've said for so long now, just everybody playing together, everybody being on the same page, everybody liking each other, everybody having each other's back. I mean, all of those things kind of go into it, and they genuinely play for each other, and they genuinely have each other's back. And Desmond Bain gets into it with Julius Randle. Well, everybody's going to come to Desmond Bain's defense. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch because you have a team that's got sweat. It reminds me a lot of when Golden State first started. And I remember vividly when Golden State started their run, and I thought to myself, boy, they're a fun team to watch. I really like this Golden State team, but sooner or later, people are going to hate that Draymond Green. Well, sooner or later, people started to hate Draymond Green. And even some people got a little tired of Steph's trash. Because when you back it up and you can't stop it, it becomes more and more frustrating.
Right.
And the Grizzlies are kind of that team right now that, yeah, they might get under your skin, but what can you do about it? And I think Josh said it best last night when he just finished his sentence with, if you can't deal with it, oh well. And that's kind of the attitude this team has right now. And it's fun to watch, and just glad that they're ours.
Well, Rob, if you had to pick your starting five on this current Grizzlies team of guys that you would want to be your handlers, just in case a fight went down, who would be your guys, regardless of position, just five guys?
Steven Adams, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely on the list. If things were going to go down, Desmond Bain. I mean, Desmond Bain.
We said
I don't
Bain.
think he's scared of anything. Yeah, and he's certainly got the guns for it.
And he looks like Bruce Leroy from Last Dragon. So he probably got some hands.
Yeah, I would think he does. I'd put Ja on my team.
Yep.
I'd have Ja because he's quick, man. He's quick.
Yeah.
He can be elusive. And he's a ninja. So there's three right off the bat. I think Kyle Anderson, Jersey guy.
Let's see there. We said the same thing. I said a sneaky pick is Kyle Anderson. Gonna be in my top five. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Jersey guy. He's probably got a little nasty in him. That's hidden in there. So I think Kyle Anderson would be a good one as well. And I don't know. That fifth one.
I'm gonna give you your fifth.
Tilly.
Now I'm gonna give you your fifth one. Is Melton. That's the answer. The correct answer is Melton. I guarantee you, Melton can fight.
Okay.
Yeah, guarantee you.
Okay. All right, I'll take the Anthony Melton. That's fine. I was going to say Killian Tilly just because he's got a little crazy.
Yeah, we thought about him. He's probably a slick lunatic too. Yeah, we thought about him.
I mean, last year, Giannis Antetokounmpo knocked Tilly on his backside with an elbow to his face, and Tilly started bleeding from the nose and everything, and Tilly's laying on the ground, and Antetokounmpo comes over and puts his hand out and asks if he's okay, and asked if he could help him up, and Tilly looked at him and said, "Nobody dunks on me."
That dude might be number one. I wasn't aware of that. I forgot about it, but yeah, that's nuts. So yeah, he probably needs to go up to number one. But back to the actual stuff on the court. Even though all the crap talking was fun, seeing those guys just saying whatever at the press conference last night and not caring at all. The stuff on the court, I was pretty excited as well. This team. That game was supposed to be a coming out party, another coming out party for Ja Morant on national television in the mecca of basketball. Ja had a pretty much pedestrian game, bad game by his own description. But Jaren Jackson Jr. had a monster game yesterday. I want to say he had 26 points, 10 rebounds, a few blocks. He was knocking down threes. Zaire Williams, a guy who I criticized the other day. I questioned. I was like, well, seems like I understand playing him, getting him minutes or whatever, but, it might just been too many for that particular game. He bounces back well. He has 21 points, a career high, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Want to see he was like 8 of 9 or 7 of 9 from the field, something like that. D'Anthony Melton had a crazy game last night. You know what I mean? He had 17. I want to say he knocked down 4 3-pointers or something like that. What does anything about this team surprise you at this point? Because yesterday I was like, well, I'm not worried about Zaire because come playoff time, they'll shut him down anyway. But I'm like, man, Zaire Williams might be really good come playoff time. So does anything about this team surprise you at this point?
No, I mean, they don't surprise you anymore. And I think that's why when people ask the question of, can they be contenders this year, although I think it's very difficult, and I think that it's such a grind that they haven't experienced. But, I mean, are they capable? Yeah, sure, absolutely, because they're not scared of anything, and because it's at the point where they don't surprise you anymore. I mean, for Zaire to bounce back like that, we all expected it was going to be Ja at the Mecca, and Ja would be the story, and he was good. I mean, I don't think he was as bad as he thought he was. I thought he was pretty good, but I thought the big thing for Ja last night, I give Ja a lot of credit for what Zaire Williams did last night. Zaire even talked about it after the game, about how Ja told him to keep his head up and keep shooting. He's going to keep passing the ball to him, and he did last night. He kept getting him the ball, and Zaire started knocking him down. And I give Ja a lot of credit for that. I think Ja gets so much credit for being flashy and being spectacular, and rightfully so. But I think the thing that Ja doesn't get enough credit for is how fundamental and how great his basketball IQ is. And because, it's not just all flash and substance and state. I mean, he's got the sizzle, he's got the reasoning behind all the flashy things that he does. There's a reason to do it, and finding his teammates and getting his teammates involved. And I think it all goes back to when Ja was out and injured, this team had to learn how to win without him and had to learn how to play without him. And they did such a great job. And then when Ja came back, they just continued to do what they were doing. And then Ja joins into the party. And with how unselfish of a teammate he is, I think everybody just takes advantage of opportunities that Ja creates for them. So I think Ja deserves a lot of credit for a game like last night, even if his numbers weren't spectacular, although for Grizzlies standards, they were pretty darn good. It's remarkable what our standard has changed to, and that Ja has changed it too. So, but he has a hand in everybody doing what they're doing, and I think deserves a lot of credit for it. And Jaren Jackson Jr., what he's doing, I think the big part of Jaren was when Steven Adams was out and Jaren played at the 5 and saw what he can do at that position and what he can do around the basket. And since Steven Adams then came back, Jaren's continued to find ways to be able to be at the basket and continue to find ways to drive to the basket, even with Steven Adams on the floor. And I give Jaren a lot of credit for that, because he has stepped up his game, and we talk so much about how he stepped up defensively. Well, I think we almost forget what he's done offensively, and what he's doing offensively right now is terrific.
Hey, Rob, this is Darian. How are you?
Good, man.
Oh, man. Hey, so Jaren was asked about championship expectations for this team a couple of days ago by Malika Andrews.
You just had to throw that part in there, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, Malika,
all right, go
man.
ahead. All right.
Hey,
just leave Malika out of this, all right?
He got a thing for Malika.
All right, go ahead. Just talk about something else.
He said it would be disappointing not to win a championship, but he personally would not be disappointed. He went on to expound his reasoning why. So I ask you, what should be the expectations for this team, seeing that we're a solid top 4 seed, a real playoff push, or is everything kind of gravy with this team being a year or two basically ahead of time right now?
Well, I think when it's all said and done and the season comes to an end, and you have a moment to just kind of take a step back and look at it as a whole, this year is going to be a great success. I mean, just another step in the direction that they want to go, and that this step was a giant leap this year. I think your expectation for the Grizzlies, if they are a top 4 seed, which it's looking more and more like that is going to be the case. I mean, if you start to look at what the Grizzlies, even if the Grizzlies were to go 500 the rest of the way, what the teams behind them need to do to catch them, it's growing more and more to the point where it's going to be very difficult for anybody to catch them at this point. So I think your expectation is they are going to be a top 4 seed. So if you're a top 4 seed, you have home court advantage, you expect to win your first round matchup. And then after that, it's up for grabs. And I think I think the experience that you're going to go through this year is going to be more important than anything else, even more important than the result. The experience you're going to go through on what it takes to win every single night, what it takes to win playoff series, something this group has never done, what it takes to make adjustments night in and night out against the same team. Those are the things that they're going to learn this year, and that's why I think it's so difficult to put that contender word on the Grizzlies because of going through this really for the first time. But what the Grizzlies have is they don't have any fear. They play well as a team. And, you can look at the comparisons of a Phoenix last year when they picked up a Chris Paul and what that did for that team and put them over the top. Well, the Grizzlies have a John Morant. Different. He's not that experienced veteran guy who can come in and take a team over the top. But what he is a superstar who's become an unbelievable leader who can carry his team and can carry his team over the top. So like we talked about before, I don't think anything would surprise me this year. But for expectations, hey, make it to the second round. Let's see what happens there. And I don't think the Grizzlies would be scared of anybody where they've shown that they can beat anybody in a head-to-head matchup. So are they capable of continuing on after a first round? Absolutely they are. So I just think to me, it's enjoy the ride and take it as far as you can go. And, if that ends up being further than, further than anybody expects, great. If it's not, well, it's going to be a great season and a great learning experience. And I think this team already learned so much from the little experience they got last year in the play-in and in that first-round series against the Jazz. I think they've taken so much from that into this year that it's been very noticeable that how they're playing in the regular season and how it matters to come out and play with effort every night in the regular season and to try and have that effort every night. It's a very difficult thing to do, but that's what the best teams do. They're able to bring it every single night. The Grizzlies have done that this year, and I think that was a big learning experience, and I think whatever happens this year is going to be an immense learning experience as well going forward.
Rob, the NBA plans on announcing their the All-Star reserves today. I don't expect anyone from the Grizzlies to be named to their team. But seeing Jaren Jackson's effort yesterday, I'm almost rooting for him for his name not to be called. You know what I mean? Not that I had any realistic expectation that it would be, but I think if he can look at that as a slight, I think that's something that could be monumental for his season. Because if yesterday he was out there trying to petition for why he should be an All-Star, I would love to see Jaren with a chip on his shoulder for the rest of the season. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think a lot of the guys on this team play with a chip on their shoulder, and I think it's part of the edge that this team plays with.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Bain said it a couple of weeks ago. We all got a chip on our shoulder. And, I think if Jaren were to not make the All-Star team, which I'm with you, I don't expect it to happen, but if he doesn't, I think John Morant will be the first one to tell Jaren he's got a chip on his shoulder because of it. So, yeah, if he wants to play with a chip on his shoulder because of it, great. I'm all for that, whatever motivates you. But I've told you this before. I think Jaren's taken a huge step this year, and to me it goes back in November when the Grizzlies were in Salt Lake City, and I just kind of noticed a different Jaren and a Jaren that's ultimately focused, and a Jaren that is dialed in, and a Jaren that's pulled back on the fun and is more about the game and about the business and about him. And I think we've seen a big growth from him this year. Knowing when to be a little lighter, knowing when to be dialed in on the floor, and I think he's been dialed in more often than not. I think it's been a huge growing year for Jaren Jackson Jr. And if he's not named to an All-Star team and he wants that to be the chip on his shoulder and his motivation going forward, great. I'm all for it. Whatever is going to motivate him. But I think right now, when you hear Jaren and you hear Ja and you heard them last night, their motivation right now is winning, and that's all it is. And to me, that's the sign of a really good team, is when your sole motivation is not individual, it's not about all-star bursts, it's about winning basketball games. And I think that's the motivation of this team, and that's what's going to carry them through.
Hey, Rob, Darian, one more time. So I want to get you out of here on a lighter note. I'm trying to promote this wrestling match.
Somebody choke this dude, man.
Between Mr. Anthony Sain and Dustin Starr.
I can't wait till Dustin comes on in 15 minutes. We can just go ahead and clear the air on this.
Seeing how you are so astutely great at calling games, would you be interested in calling this match between Dustin Starr and Anthony Sain?
This man been trying to create this match between me and wow, I have no idea.
Good, we got Rob to call it for you. I am a firm believer that I am trying to get evil Sain, because he has to be a bad guy, obviously. Sain could not be a good wrestler, not at all. He has to be a bad guy. I'm a firm believer that Dustin Starr can back brain kick him or body slam him for some nominal charitable fee or something. I'm trying to get him in the ring.
Well, you would think so. You would think Dustin would have the advantage. But again, pop stars have friends.
I'm trying to tell you, hey, I've been trying to tell this dude.
They got friends in the bushes who just come out of nowhere with like a metal chair or something. So
I'm glad you said that, Rob. I'm glad you said that, because his friend CJ did not want to help him. I told CJ he could hide the chair under the mat, and CJ had a real problem with hitting Dustin Starr with the chair for Anthony Sain. So when you see Mr. CJ, tell him he could have done it. I told him he could have even threw some fire like Jerry Lawler or something, man. He wasn't with it.
CJ can be in Dustin's corner. That's fine. Go for it, CJ. That's fine. Saying I got your back, man.
I know it, man. Pop stars, we're going to stick together.
People.
I know. I appreciate you, Rob. But, man, we appreciate you coming on, Rob. Your battery made it all the way through, man. Go drive around the block and get that juice back in your phone, man, for sure.
I know. I got to charge my phone back up before I get home.
Go get some corn nuts, too. Go get some corn nuts.
Man, some snacks or something, man.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, we appreciate you, brother.
You got it.
Again, that was Rob Fisher, Grind City Media. Yeah, man, the Grizzlies are doing some wild stuff, man, and Rob definitely co-signed on what they're doing. Something that I want to pull out from that he talked about it as we go to the break. We'll talk about it more after the break, but he talked about Ja and his leadership. That's something that separates Ja from so many players in the league. We'll jump on that a little bit more when we come back from the break, as well as this Jim Harbaugh stuff that happened today as well. We'll see you in a minute on Sports 56 Grind Time.
You have opinions?
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Whether you have college experience or just a high school diploma and 2 years of work experience, apply today to become a Memphis police officer. To become the best in blue, you'll train at our nationally recognized academy, and you'll receive a $15,000 sign-on bonus and up to $10,000 relocation assistance. A new era in public safety starts with you. For more details and to apply, visit joinmpd.com.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswangerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings, because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale, and you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Back on Sports 56 Grind Time.
Casper the Ghost.
Yeah, me and Darren are here. Home alone in the studio.
Casper the Ghost, baby.
Yeah, we home alone here at the Sports 56
Anybody want to send us something to eat up here?
Yeah, we got the whole building to ourselves.
I mean,
I just discovered that. Me and Darren are joking about like there's literally nobody in the building but us.
Hey, man. They let us chocolate folk run stuff.
Hey, man, we about to make this turn and joint to a club.
That's what I said, man. Get us something to eat up here, man.
Hey, if you ain't got no lights, but you got food, air fryer, whatever, George Foreman grill, come on up to high on top of
I'm
my
gonna be that guy. No guys. Don't
Hey,
you come up here with your air freshener, air fryer, dude.
Man, when they say stay at home if you're sick, come over if you're sick.
It's to keep your air fryer at home, dude. Don't need 3 dudes of that. Man, I've been listening to y'all for a long time.
I sure got that air fryer.
I got it.
That was not an invitation to you.
You want to keep it? No, I'm straight.
Yeah, no, it's not an invitation to you.
Come over here to air fry and 2 Starbursts. I'm straight OG.
Send your daughter up here.
No. So you sure y'all alone? Like,
man.
Nah,
exactly. But yeah, we found out we're literally in here by ourselves. No one's in the building but us. No one cares. But yeah.
Yeah, send us something to eat, man. We're hungry.
John Morant called out some pettiness today by ESPN. Yeah, he called out some pettiness by ESPN. ESPN, of course, canceled the Grizzlies game. That was supposed to not cancel the game, but they pulled it off of national television.
Them versus the Spurs, right?
In favor of the Knicks and the Heat. John Morant then made comments about how, it was the Knicks that y'all wanted to see, and we just beat them. So, that's your boys. That's your mans. SportsCenter put out a tweet last night that says, John Morant, when asked about Memphis' scuffle with Julius Randle, with the little smoke puff emoji at the end. No. ESPN puts Ja's response was, "We run up the chimney, we ain't ducking no smoke." Ja quoted that tweet today and said, "It's actually Ja Morant when asked about Memphis' reputation. Like, quit trying to make something." Because the thing is, Julius Randle brought his son out like he does before every game. And he let his son meet Ja Morant, takes a picture of him. That's something he does all the time. Shout out to Julius Randle. ESPN's trying to put it out here like, Ja said that in response to Julius Randle. Like, no, it was just the question was asked about our reputation. It had nothing to do with Julius Randle.
I have it. You want it?
Yeah, y'all. Go ahead and play the clip.
You want it? We actually got that right now.
Go ahead.
Because it's actually both. If you listen, it's Jaron and
I mean, you know how we play. It's we play with energy. We play with intensity. We love that. That brings joy to us. That back and forth. That just, that's just what we like. So, you want to play that game? We can play that game. It's cool. It's all on in between the lines. Like we're competing for something huge. Like, so it's never personal. I don't care who I'm talking to. It's just a person right here, and I'm just gonna say what I feel, and I'm gonna do what I feel too, and that's what they're gonna do. And we appreciate, if you bring it and we on that, that's cool. But what
we look for.
That's
man.
What you saw happen. You saw
ain't no running in the M, man. We climb up the chimney.
Yeah, for sure.
We ain't ducking no smoke, man. We gonna let everybody know we here. We gonna play hard, trying to get a win. And if you don't like it, oh well.
I'm telling you, baby. How can you not like that? And he used his vocabulary so well. I mean, I know people across the world probably think Memphis people are crazy. We have our own terminology. He said the M.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking about Murfreesboro.
Nah, he wasn't talking
about Martin.
He wasn't talking about Murray State.
Wasn't talking about Murray State. He said, man, we don't play that in them. Like, it's almost like these guys have been to Scudderfield and Clementine and like.
Allegedly.
Woo. Gotta love it.
Allegedly. Yeah, but sure, man. It's great stuff. Rob talked about Ja's leadership, and I just wanted to talk about that as we go to the break. We'll talk about the Jim Harbaugh stuff later on. The fact that Zaire Williams had a bad game the game before. Missed the game-winning shot in the corner. Ja defended him.
Yep.
And then he came back the next game, had a tremendous game. Josh showing him love in the hallway, and showing him love as he comes up to the podium to speak. Calling him his little brother and just saying, "Hey, that's why you keep going, man. Because you had a bad game, but you were ready this game. That type of stuff." Ja Morant, the leader, is a very underspoken characteristic of him,
and he's real too.
Yeah, and I hate to see people like they try. I hate the head pat stuff. Though he really is athletic. Oh, he really jumps out of the gym. Ja is way more than just some athletic, uber athletic player. He's a very heady player, has a high basketball IQ. Shout out to guys like Draymond Green for pointing those type of things out. Ja Morant is a phenomenal player, and I'm glad that people are seeing it on the biggest stage, and I'm glad that they used their press conference just to set the record straight on a lot of things.
Oh, they did, and we got more in the second hour from their presser because
For sure.
it was great. They're like rock stars almost. But back to what you were stating, his leadership is real because when he was pointing that out, he as far as the shot that Zaire missed the game before, he said we put him in that position.
Yeah.
They tried to make it seem like why did coach have him out there? He's like, we want him out there.
Yeah.
It's not just coach. So this is real, man.
I repent, man.
This is real. This is real.
Yeah, I repent for sure. Hey, and Grizz we trust, man. Ja we trust, for sure. But we'll talk about that and more. Dustin Starrs join us next. We're going to talk some wrestling with him in hour number 2. Sports 56 Grind Time. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Valentine's Day is almost here, and we have a tradition of going to Dinstall's, and we're doing it again this year, but virtually. We will be giving you 14% off on February the 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. if you go to Dinstall's or call and order your chocolate-covered strawberries. They're back. Head to Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, downtown, or where they make the candies. That's Pleasant View. Say Sports 56, and on February the 8th, get 14% off at Dinstall's.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? If your lights seem dim, it's probably time to change them. We can help you do the job right. If you do decide to change your lights, we've got reliable replacement lights waiting for you. We've even got headlight restoration kits that can have your existing lights shining brighter. You can get whatever you need fast with our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
You already know that Sunrise on Jefferson serves up the freshest and fastest breakfast or lunch in the city with only the highest quality ingredients. But there's so much more to Sunrise. This is a place you can rush through to get something to eat, but it's also a place where, if you have the time, you can enjoy it leisurely in a great atmosphere. Sunrise is full of beautiful folk art and, more importantly, features one of the most impressive Bloody Mary bars you're ever going to see. If you have the time, there's nothing like taking it at Sunrise.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Back on Sports 56 Grind Time, hour number 2. Of course, sponsored by our good friends at Poultry Power. Poultry Power, a place where you can get chicken delivered to your home in bulk.
That's probably what most people say when they get their poetry power. Oh, what a rush.
What a rush. Yeah, it's definitely a rush.
what?
You open up that case, you see those packs of chicken pre-separated for you. You can throw one in the freezer, throw one in the refrigerator, and throw one on the grill.
Baby.
There you go. We might have call poetry power, make that part of the slogan, man. Look at us just making up marketing materials on
Man,
the
you
fly.
came up with your pre-separated.
Yeah, pre-separated bags they got in that joint, man. They don't just give you one big box of chicken, man.
You do it yourself.
Yeah, they got you split up. Yeah, hit up Poultry Power. Check them out on poultrypower.net for sure.
A little Road Warrior action. One of my favorite tag teams of all time.
We got Dustin Starr on. We're going to clear up all this nonsense that Darren has been asking literally every guest that comes on who remotely might know who Dustin Starr is.
You want Dustin now? You know, Dustin was at 25. You want Dustin now?
Oh, I'm tripping on him, man.
Yeah.
He's 225? No, he ain't Dustin 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay, that's my bad. I got it written down right here, 25.
Well, yeah.
You know what? That was Munger. Okay, nope. I was looking at my notes and I know you're right. No, Dustin's ready too. He's ready to rock and roll. Give me 30 seconds.
All right, cool. But yeah, in the meantime, I watched the Royal Rumble this weekend. Had my son with me. He was doing his thing. He was watching it with me as well. I was a little ticked off about things that I saw watching the Royal Rumble, and just more of the same type of stuff with the WWE doing what they do all the time, man. If you watch the WWE anytime in the last 15 years, just adding more water to the gravy, so to speak. Just trying to stretch it out as much as they can by bringing back old wrestlers and trying to rehash things like that. I know that Dustin Starr was watching the Royal Rumble. I know that he had an event where he was watching it with fans of Championship Wrestling in Memphis. So I know he witnessed the same things I watched as well. So we're going to chop those things up. Dustin Starr, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up, man? You guys staying warm?
Yeah, for sure, man.
We're the only ones up here, Dustin.
Jeez,
I took a break and started walking around. It was just a little bit too quiet. I said, wait, is anybody here? That should alarm you, man, when you're doing a radio show. There's nobody in the studio but you. Makes you think you're not supposed to be.
They trust
here.
you, man. That's why. They trust them, Dustin.
Those suckers. Those dummies. Look at those dummies over there talking. But yeah. But see, here's the thing, though, Dustin. Darren's been trying to push this agenda to get me and you in the ring together forever.
Go there first.
And that even got you ready for your segment at 2 o'clock. And I'm the person who doesn't. I'm the guy who don't know the segment. I'm the one who got to ask them, hey, who we got? I'm that guy still up here.
Dustin, I have promoted this fight so well that I have the Mr. Rob Fisher calling the fight.
Darren, let me tell you something. Tell you how wrestling goes sometimes.
I got you.
Sometimes there are.
I like that. Hey, Rob, he's been bouncing around doing a little bit of everything lately. Why
his
not
stock
put him
is
at the
hot.
desk and let him call that match?
There you go. Genius. I know his stock is hot. So who better than him? I could be the Eddie Marlin of the 901.
I'm gonna warn you about something.
Eddie Marlin.
In wrestling, a lot of times, Darian, and I know that Dustin will agree with you, there's a lot of diversion sometimes in wrestling. Sometimes you can be the guy that's pushing something to go one way, and then you look up, and the two people you trying to pit against each other, they find a way to get you involved in it. And
it's all good.
And then you might be the one on the wrong end.
Maria knows a little bit about this. She tells some of the people, like when we're talking and we're pitching ideas, she says, now be careful. You might speak something into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody might say something out there at the desk or whatever, and they literally speak something into existence. So it could happen. And it might not happen the way that you want it, though.
Right.
I already told Sain, I'm coming out with Stats Newsworthy in my corner. So I'm coming out with Stats Newsworthy in my corner. I know who I got in my corner. He may have the hitman Gabe with him, too. So
okay, we'll see. Yeah, all right. But anyway, Dustin, I watched Royal Rumble. I had my son with me, man. I watched it in its entirety. I typically don't make it through a whole pay-per-view. I made it through this one. I actually didn't because I fell asleep on the men's Royal Rumble at the end. And woke up to the nightmare that I knew was coming. When things, the way things played out later on. I'm just gonna go match by match with you, man, because I was able to check out all of it, and I'm gonna tell you about the stuff that I had no idea what was going on because it wasn't like that the last time I looked at wrestling. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. So first match, Seth Rollins won by disqualification against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns lost his mind at the end. Said the voices were telling him to go off or whatever. We talked about Roman Reigns, how he's a great storyteller in the ring. We saw more of this in that ring as well, in that match as well. What were your thoughts on that match between Seth Rollins coming out to the Shield music, the Shield wardrobe on? What were your thoughts on that first match?
I thought that was cool. I did not expect for them to do a disqualification. I thought Roman would just win. But I was really surprised. A lot of the fan base, and there at Dave and Buster's where we were watching and stuff, I think the people thought that Seth had a shot, especially when he did the Shield thing and just, reminiscing of all that. But I did not expect a disqualification. I expected Roman just to beat him. So that means that they'll carry this over to Elimination Chamber possibly before we get to WrestleMania. And I think we all know where they're going with WrestleMania. You mentioned the surprise ending with Brock Lesnar. So we know where they're going with that.
Yeah, for sure. Don't get me started. We're getting there. We'll be there in a minute. Don't get me
We'll
started.
get there.
Don't get me started. Next matchup was the Women's Royal Rumble. I have never seen one of the previous Women's Royal Rumbles in the past. So
Really?
I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed watching this particular match. And just for someone who's a casual wrestling fan, as I am, I'll throw this out to you, and I hope you agree with me. If not, you can steer me in the right way. But from what I saw, I was able to make somebody said, well, somebody said I wouldn't say deep because they had to pull in legends just to get it to make a full crowd, to make a full roster, full lineup for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But the women's division in the WWE seems very top heavy. Like the names at the top are heavy. You can go like 10 deep with ladies who could be headliners, who could be main event level, just super talented ladies. And I think that's good. I think that's very commendable because it was really deep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever had it that way before. I mean, before you had Trish that was at the top and maybe Lita.
Right.
I think they were the first female main event of Monday Night Raw. But
you're talking
now
8 to 10
Bianca,
ladies probably, yeah.
Gosh, you can put anybody in the main event of WrestleMania, and then especially when you put Ronda Rousey in. And I know that that's kind of a mixed reaction on social media with Ronda and Brock both winning, but when you have Ronda and Brock Lesnar within the same week headed to WrestleMania, just imagine the posters and the buy rates. I mean, that's big business. So I know for weeks and weeks we talk about how hot that AEW is and what they're doing and signing all these people, but when WWE wants to pull out the big guns, that's what they do. And so Ronda Rousey made her return. But you're right, that women's division is so top heavy. We can list off, even add Liv Morgan into the mix with her working and doing matches with Becky Lynch. That legitimized her even more. So you can really put in multiple women in the main event scene in WWE right now. That's a really, really good thing.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. They're really doing their thing. Next matchup was Becky Lynch.
Hey, now also the legends that come back. I think that's a good thing. Like Alita.
Why does Lita look better now than she did 20 years ago? That's what I'm trying to.
She was awesome,
Like seriously, she looks better now than she did back then. Yeah.
Yeah, you wrestle once a year instead of wrestling, 200 or 300 times a year, so they can really prepare for it. It's just different. It's very cool that they're able to bring the ladies back, once a year, twice a year, in order to get them that spotlight because they help build this. All the accolades that the ladies are getting now, the Litas, the Trishes. Even the Kelly Kellys and Michelle McCool's and all that, they helped build that. So for them to be able to come back and do that, I think is really cool, especially Mickie James, who wore the Knockouts Championship on WWE's Royal Rumble, who, by the way, her next stop is in Memphis on February 13th. She'll be at the Wrestle Center. So shout out to Mickie James for making history. So that was big.
Oh, yeah, it was dope, man. And something else that stood out, I like the kind of cringe, odd moment when Nikki ASH had to face Molly Holly, when Molly Holly came out with her superhero stuff on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty awkward. I thought that part was pretty awkward to me, but it was dope. They made it happen for sure. Next matchup was Becky Lynch taking on Doudrop. I wasn't aware of this version of Becky Lynch. I had no clue what was going on with it. Because when she was here for Monday Night Raw, I don't think she was this character. And definitely... Go ahead.
She jumps back and forth, right? Like she can get on the microphone and be a total heel and just make everybody boo, but they still want to cheer her.
Right.
It's the weirdest thing, but people love, big time Bex and the man or whatever you want to call her.
She was the man last time. I think she was the man last time I saw her, but I don't know. I may or may not have been paying too much attention when they were here for Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I don't really care for Becky Lynch's character anyway. And her being the heel ain't adding to it. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because my son loves her. Gabe loves her to death, but I'm like, nah, I can't. Nah, man, Bianca me, I'm good. But yeah, so that match she won. against Dewdrop. Any thoughts from that match at all?
I really like Dewdrop.
Oh yeah,
I think Dewdrop looks different than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She moves different than everybody. She's very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I love Dewdrop.
Yeah,
so out of that, I saw that she can actually go with the top dog, which is Becky. So I think she's got a big future ahead of her. And of course, Becky is she's a star. I mean, she's a big star. She can go out there and run down the crowd, and they'll still cheer for her. And so I guess we'll get Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
is that what it looks like?
That's what it looks like. Yep, Becky and Ronda more than likely.
It'll be good.
Yeah, I can get with it.
Now, before we always had Charlotte taking that main event spot, or Charlotte was always in first contention, and she might somehow get her way into that match at Mania. But it's very cool to see that Becky has either gotten on the level of or a level above Charlotte, especially right now heading into WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure, she definitely has. Next matchup was my highlight of the event. After this, everything was downhill for me. Brock Lesnar, the champion, took on Bobby Lashley. Great match. Two juggernauts in the ring. Two guys with MMA backgrounds. The dream match that we've all been talking about forever, wondering why those two guys never got in the ring. They got in the ring, and Brock Lesnar jumped in. There was a swerve. I also had no clue that Paul Heyman was back with Brock Lesnar. Last time I checked,
man,
he was still.
I know
it
was
all
way
that lost
too
me.
fast.
Yeah,
too fast. I mean, they didn't. And this is me just with the storytelling part of it. They didn't really lay out the story long enough for us to really believe or to know, because Paul had been with Roman so long. I don't know that anybody had really sunk in that. Okay, he left Roman and now he's with Brock. Oh, wait, he just turned again. To me, it's just way too much turning, and it wasn't really necessary for Mania. But Bobby and Brock, if you want to see two 300-pounders throw each other on their heads, this is your match. Because these dudes suplexed each other on their heads and everything. So it was definitely cool. But to see Bobby actually pick up the pinfall over Brock, were you shocked to see that?
Yeah, for sure. I thought no way that was going to happen. I thought Brock was going to. I thought it was going to be pretty much a good battle where Brock was going to come out on top. But to see Lashley come away with the championship, that was some good stuff for sure.
That solidifies Bobby Lashley as a big superstar that we've been. You and I have been doing this radio program for how long?
About a year and a half,
2 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we've been begging every week.
Yep.
Make Bobby Lashley the man that he is.
With no gimmicks, no weird gimmicks. Just let him be a badass.
Right.
And they're doing it. So shout out.
And there he is. He's doing it.
Shout out.
Brock Lesnar.
Sure. I also have a confession, a Bobby Lashley confession. I was watching the match and I took to Google and I did the does Bobby Lashley have in the autocorrect.
Eyebrows, right? Was it eyebrows?
No, it was alopecia. Was the first thing that showed
up. Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hell for sure, but I'm not going alone because Google. It was undoubtedly more people than me have been Googling this.
That is funny.
Because I was like, my thing was, man, Bobby Lashley would be badass if he had a beard. Like if Bobby Lashley had a beard, so I was like, maybe he can't grow face hair. And I started looking, man, he ain't got eyebrows either.
Man. Hey, luckiest guy in the world. He
ain't got to worry about shaving nothing. I that would feel like a curse to me because I look pretty goofy without my beard. So, I don't think I would want that.
Imagine me without hair.
No, I know what I'm imagining. I'm good.
I'd be in trouble.
I just did, and I made my brain cut that image off for sure. But yeah, man, great match though between Bobby and Brock. Love to see the Tribal Chief. Imagine what I was going through. Bobby Lashley wins the championship, and then my Tribal Chief comes out. And he gets Paul Heyman back, and he interrupts the match to remind people he's the Tribal Chief. So, hey.
You were torn.
I was super excited for that match for sure. I did not actually watch The Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix match. I think I was cooking at the time. So I missed that one.
It was kind of a greatest hits type of thing. You've got, the ladies have been friends for a long time, and the men have been friends for a long time. It's kind of reminded me of Mania when you had Nikki Bella and John Cena versus Miz and Maurice. It's just a kind of a fun type of thing that we'll probably see them do again at WrestleMania, I'm sure, in some shape, form, or fashion. And big update here, I've got my power back on as I stand here.
Hey, I heard it cut on just then. Man.
Yeah, the microwave or something.
Yeah. Salute to you, man.
Man.
Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, hey, does this is Darian. Quick question. Last week I asked you about the women's Royal Rumble, in which Ronda Rousey won. I thought Charlotte Flair was actually going to take it. Do you think that was smart for them to let Ronda Rousey bring it home instead of Charlotte?
I do because Ronda's just a mega star, and also Ronda's been off the radar for a while since she had the baby. So, for her to come back, be inserted back into the the main picture and going to WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff. Also, I think it's noted that she's under contract through next WrestleMania as well. So not only is she back, but she's going to be back and featured on Friday Night SmackDown full time, pretty much, and do the major pay-per-views and all that kind of stuff. So I did like how they finished that. I'm glad you brought that back up because there was a square off. We didn't really have a match. It wasn't even probably 2 minutes long. Once we had the final two in there, it was a struggle to get one over the top rope, and that's what Ronda did. So there's a lot of leftovers there for us, a lot of meat left on the plate, so to speak, to where they can go back and do that match again. And we'll see it, the final two in the Royal Rumble. So. But I did think it was good. If you had told me that Ronda was going to be in the Royal Rumble, then I probably would have guessed that she would have won the thing. So I thought it was a good surprise.
You were talking about Ronda Rousey, and I'm glad you did. It's something I forgot to mention as well. She doesn't look as imposing as she used to look to me. I don't know. Maybe I was
Mama Ronda.
Has she gotten smaller or something?
She's probably meaner now, Sain.
Huh? No, she doesn't look. She doesn't look as intimidating to me as she used to look. It used to seem like she was physically overwhelming to the other wrestlers in the ring. Because I was like, okay, I didn't like the fact that she was in WWE because like, okay, it wouldn't even look real for her to lose to anybody. That was my thing. But now she kind of looks like everybody else to me now. That's kind of a good
thing, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of a good thing because it shows that the women on the WWE roster have gotten good enough to look like they belong in the ring with the professional.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but then also maybe a little bit of the newness. That newness that we were surprised. Yeah. Hey, Ronda's in WWE? Wow, she's legit the baddest woman on the planet.
Right.
So maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was, man, because she was the first person from MMA, megastar name, Ronda Rousey, getting in the ring with me, who were ladies and then, like you said, man, the women's division has grown so much just a little bit of time.
Yeah, they've really stepped it up. I mean, Carmella's been doing great work. Zelina with the Queen of the Ring. I mean, I think everybody's really stepped up. So
because you've got ladies who are like Bianca Belair, who she's very tall. You got Charlotte Flair, who's tall. These ladies all are staring her right in the face. So she doesn't look as she used to look. Like she used to look like she was leaps and bounds ahead of everyone. But now you got people that, like you said, and what's the lady's name who has like the she wears like the chains and metal. She's pretty.
Gosh.
She's pretty intimidating looking too. She looks like she can go with anybody. Not Baszler.
You just threw me off with that.
Her too.
Baszler is tough as well.
I'm talking about.
You're talking about the Superheroes tag partner. Why am I not thinking of her name?
Who?
Such a professional here.
No, I'm talking about. She came to. Oh man, Rhea Ripley is who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You got ladies like that who are. They're pretty much as physically imposing as Ronda is, so she doesn't look nearly as imposing as she used to look. Final match of the night. Saw it coming when he lost the belt. Back in the day, man, like you pretty much knew who was going to be in the Royal Rumble. You just didn't know the order they were going to be in. Now it's like, okay, I hate to try to overthink wrestling. You know what I mean? But my thing is, okay, if Brock Lesnar was the champion an hour ago, how did he get in the Royal Rumble? Like that's what bothered me about the whole thing. Like, man, okay, he didn't know he was about to lose, so why was he even in it? But anyway, Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble. I thought for sure that was going to happen once he lost. I was like, yeah, he's going to end up in the Royal Rumble, win the whole thing. I think if that wasn't the case, it would have been a Drew McIntyre thing, maybe. Randy Orton was looking crazy. He was going crazy in there as well when he came in. But yeah, Brock Lesnar wins. See you at Royal Rumble. So who do you think what's the main event going to be? Like who's he going to face off against? Is it Roman Reigns, of course?
Looks like Brock is kind of laying the cards out there as far as he is going to enter the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen, I believe, on February the 19th, I believe, if I have that correct. So we'll be watching that. That's a Saturday night. So again, WWE is going to a Saturday night and to a Sunday. Yeah, and that's February the 19th. And they're going to be in Saudi Arabia, so the Elimination Chamber. So Brock is saying that he's going to enter the Elimination Chamber. He's going to win the championship, and he's still going to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and it's going to be title versus title. That's what he's saying. So I don't know how they're going to how they'll get there with that, but we'll see about it, because Bobby Lashley has one championship and Roman has the other.
Mm.
So you'd have to. I don't know. That was the promo that they said on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch it. So yeah.
I thought I didn't really see the surprise coming. I didn't really think that I didn't really know what was going to happen with the Rumble. But the word out of the Rumble is that Riddle was a strong contender that was going to win. That would cause some sort of controversy with him and Orton, or possibly Orton win. They had very, very good, strong showings in there. But the big story out of the Royal Rumble, other than Brock winning, is Shane McMahon.
Yeah,
have you heard that Shane has been released?
How? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was drawing a check, first of all. I thought he was doing it for, I thought he got paid from WWE anyway off of, like, profit shares or something. I didn't know he actually was getting a check.
Probably does, but he has a talent contract, and they bring him in, so he would probably come in, work 6 to 12 weeks leading up to WrestleMania or whatever the number is, and, have a feature match. Because let's face it, whether the boys and girls in the locker room like him or not, Shane is a star. Mm-hmm. So Shane could sell tickets, he could sell some pay-per-views, and he can help put somebody over on the WrestleMania. I mean, there's so many moments of him diving off of stuff. So anyways, he took it upon himself, allegedly, to try to create the Royal Rumble that he wanted, and he booked himself extremely strong and just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So the next day after the Rumble, it was announced that they've released Shane McMahon quietly, quote unquote.
Yeah,
they have
wow,
quietly released Shane McMahon. So yeah, I guess Vince's son Shane has been let go for rubbing everybody the wrong way and trying to change the Royal Rumble up, which I don't know if that's true. That's all dirt sheet stuff, so you can probably believe half of it. But it does look like they're going to drop all the plans that they had for Shane McMahon for WrestleMania due to what happened at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
One final question about the WWE before we talk about the exciting things that are going on. It's Championship Wrestling in Memphis, of course. It's kind of a rant, man, and talk me off my ledge whenever you want to. Whenever you can interrupt whenever you like. It's as someone who grew up on wrestling, I'm 42 years old. I took my break like everyone else took, and it was, of course, I was rejuvenated when The Rock and Stone Cold and Attitude Era. Took a break again, and quite frankly, I've been rejuvenated because I have a child that likes wrestling, and I have a weekly show. I have a weekly guest, you, who comes on, so I have to know what I'm talking about. It's funny how I make an effort to learn to talk, know what I'm talking about that. I should do that across the board, not just in wrestling. But anyway. This is the problem I have. If I'm 40 years old and I'm coming back to wrestling, I shouldn't still be seeing people that were big back when my last time around caring. You understand what I'm saying? And it bothered me when I saw Brock Lesnar win the Royal Rumble, because I was like, people really, because Vince McMahon is like, the thing is, well, Vince is doing what, he think works, or what he knows works, or he loves his guys, loves his big names, or what he's doing what they have to do for ratings. I'm like, people really like this? Like Brock Lesnar's thing of being just this monster.
I know.
I was like, bro, it's like I've been watching this for 20 years. You know what I mean? I've literally been saying the same thing. Like, how many times
like
are
Tom
we
Brady.
See it? Yeah,
it's like Tom Brady. I watched Tom Brady tear my Dolphins apart, along with the entire NFL. For 20 years, we could not beat him. I mean, yeah, we got the lucky Monday night miracle here and there or something, but Tom Brady whooped us every single year of my life as a Dolphin fan.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. Every time you turn around, there's and it's not a situation like and dare I say like a Hulk Hogan situation, or when Flair was getting, past his prime or something. I think these guys are in their prime. Like Brock is in his prime right now. Brock is great on the mic. He's great in the ring. People still want to see him. We wanted to see him versus Bobby Lashley. Yeah, they do, or else they wouldn't sign him for all that money.
But
we look at what Twitter does, what Twitter says and everything, and social media.
Right.
And
like I talked
very,
about,
very
the
small percentage of the population is there.
Right. Like we
they
said
just
earlier.
make a lot of noise because that's where we're at.
That's
but
I get all
that.
Go ahead.
they love Brock. Brock's a huge star. Ronda's a huge star. You know, the diehards might not. It's similar to Memphis wrestling. You know, we all love the classic, 80s, 90s Memphis wrestling, but that's not what sells tickets nowadays. It's good to have it and to play off of it, but it's the new stuff. It's the stuff that you're talking about. Those stars that keep reoccurring. They're the ones that are selling the tickets nowadays.
But that's the thing.
But
though,
yeah,
man.
I get it. It could be frustrating for the diehards.
Right.
Like, oh man.
But not
this guy,
just that
this
though.
girl.
Not just that though, Dustin, because I'm not a diehard. But this is my thing. Like we're one of the reasons why we like the Grizzlies so much is because they're preparing things for the next generation. A couple of years ago, they made plans to have a team that's ready for the next generation, and now that next is now. You know what I mean? I might have put that on a T-shirt. I kind of like that. Next is now. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, man, like, how sure you're capturing today's audience, but you're not preparing anything for the future. Like, who's going to be up next? You know what I mean? If you're still,
you're right.
That bothers me, man. Like, I'm like, okay, do y'all have any long-term goals? Like, are we just going to pull Brock out every year and he's some 80-year-old monster? You know what I mean? Like, how long are we going to pull Brock Lesnar and Goldberg? You're like, man, what are we doing, man?
Same thing that we talked about with Omos, not being the big monster that they want. Who is their big, tall monster that replaces The Undertaker and Kane and Big Show and those types of guys? There's not one. Who replaces, even Daniel Bryan that left? Who replaces him? Who replaces their major stars other than the special features that they bring in?
Right.
Roman Reigns, I would say Roman's a guy. Who else?
I don't know. You probably know better than me.
I think Austin Theory at some point in the next 3 years will be, and that's just because they've got him on a fast track doing a lot of stuff with Vince.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you're right. I mean, Triple H has talked about this. WWE has kind of feared this and looked it in the face. They don't really have that next person.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Roman Reigns, who came after John Cena, he is the next Cena in my eyes. I don't see another one of those big major stars that, when you announce their name, they're selling an arena out like The Rock or something.
Well, Dustin, going to ask you what's going on with Championship Wrestling in Memphis. Catch us up. Used a lot of the segment talking about the WWE, of course, but want to definitely find out what's going on with Championship Wrestling in Memphis right now.
Oh, man, we just dropped a huge, huge lineup. So you can go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com and check it out. February 13th, we have super bouts. We're going to have Nick Aldis versus Jonathan Gresham. The Ring of Honor World Championship could be on the line right there in Memphis. Mickie James will be there fresh off of her Royal Rumble appearance. She's going to be there live at the Wrestle Center. All that's going down on February 13th. But then on March the 6th, we announced that five-time world champion, two-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T is coming to Memphis Wrestling.
What? When?
And then, March the 6th.
Man.
It's confirmed. Booker will be in town.
Know you
and then
March
27th.
It's one of my goats, man. Think I ain't going to be there for Booker? Come on now.
Oh man, you better be there. And then March 27th, we're gonna get Too Cool, and Scotty Too Hottie is gonna come in.
Okay,
that's kind of a real cool one for me because being good friends with Brian Christopher for all those years, and we lost him a couple years ago. So bringing Scotty in, maybe we could tell some stories and have a little bit of fun, and he's gonna bring the worm. So, lots going on.
In 2022, can you still pull your worm out? Can you still do that in 2022?
I don't know if you can word it like that, but he's bringing the worm. I don't know about pulling it out.
All right, I got you. Well, Dustin, we appreciate you, brother. Make sure you remind me, man. I got to be in the building for that Booker T, man, for sure.
You better. Hey, I just tell Big Dan at the door.
I got you, brother. All right, man. Appreciate you, Dustin. Again, that was Dustin Starr, the man with the plan, who's in charge of Championship Wrestling in Memphis. Make sure you guys check them out. They do their shows, I believe, once a month. They record three TV recordings at a time. Make sure you check those guys out for sure. When we come back, got a lot more things to talk about today. We're going to talk about this Southern Heritage Classic thing. Jackson State, y'all ain't had to do it like that, man. Y'all ain't had to do it like that, I promise. We're going to talk about Jim Harbaugh. The Tigers supposed to be playing basketball tonight. They're not playing basketball. But we're going to give you an Imani Bates update, which means we're going to go on social media and see what's going on. We'll talk about that and more here on Sports 56 Grind Time.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world at sports56whbq.com or on the Sports 56 app.
So we all know you can get everything you need at a grocery store, but why would you pay more for lesser quality meat? At Louis' Deli and Meat Market in Arlington, you're not only going to see the quality in their meats, but you will literally taste the quality in every single bite. Plus, more than likely, pay less. And that's really important nowadays. Got to get together? Fire up that grill with their handmade garlic sausages or jalapeno and cheddar bratwurst. Or how about a hand-cut bacon wrap filet or top sirloin? The absolute best. Or if you want to know how to improve your outdoor grilling, pick up some of Louis' fresh ground beef or maybe their hand-cut ribeye or New York strip. Louis has literally everything for your grill, from barbecue rubs, sauces, charcoal, and so much more. And Louis' Deli and Meat Market only carries the finest deli meats and 19 cheeses. And I guarantee you they make the best deli sandwiches in the area. So visit Louis' Deli and Meat Market, located in Arlington at 11695 Highway 70, just north of a mile east of Highway 385. Is locally and veteran-owned. Is Louis' Deli and Meat Market. It's the quality you can see and taste.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings, because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale. And you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitrol, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine that little blue pill on steroids. Noxitrol is so powerful. That's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitrol free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitrol dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitrol while supplies last. Call 1-800-231-8913. That's 800-231-8913. Free bottle for limited time. Call now. 800-231-8913. 800-231-8913.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Back on Sports 56 Grind Time. Hour number 2. Just wrapped up with Dustin Starr. Blew a golden opportunity, man. I should have asked him his 5. Like, I should have asked the wrestling guy, like, what 5 greases do he think can fight? You know what I mean? Or could even be wrestlers, you know what I mean?
Hey, all that matters is that he like who's going to call the wrestling match between you and he.
That ain't happening, bro.
He was so excited that we got the world famous
Hey,
Rob
you know what?
Fisher.
If Dustin come up with enough money to get me in the ring, I got him. I need that Booker T money.
He needed Booker T money. Some
He
of that
said
Shane
Booker T
O'Mac.
money.
Some of that Shane O'Mac money.
Yeah, for sure. If you think I ain't going to be down there to see Booker T, you lost your mind.
Oh, man.
But you know what? I was going to, like, spare you from the pure joy I got watching you crumble behind that glass a few minutes ago. But now I'm finna do it, man.
Hey, that's so messed up. I was through off for a minute.
If y'all could have seen Darian Newsom during the break,
Oh, man.
If y'all could have seen the meltdown this man had.
Oh.
After the break, y'all, Darian Newsom burst into my studio. Now I'm looking at him through the glass now. He burst into my studio.
Didn't make it no better. Gabe was right there.
And Gabe Kuhn was here too, so we're not home alone anymore. We don't have the whole studio to ourselves anymore. Darian, who's drinking coffee on the air. Darian burst into my studio. Oh man, the Lakers made a trade. Like, oh, word, they traded who? Oh, they got Kemba Walker, man.
No, I was like, you know what? I'll take Kemba. I didn't even realize what we had gotten rid of. And then I saw Russell Westbrook name.
And I'm like, all right, so it's 2022. Darian burst in talking about a trade got made, so immediately you go to Twitter. Twitter dry. Twitter's dry right now. So I'm like, Darian, that's a fake trade, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Where are you watching it? What are you looking at, Darian? So he points to the TV. I'm like, Darian, that's Bobby Marks. Just
right at the top, it said Bobby Marks ideas.
Trade ideas. So Darian crumbles because he thought he had got rid of Russell Westbrook and just like that.
And got Evan Fournier in the same time. Oh, hell.
It was Evan Fournier in the trade too?
Yes.
Oh, heck no, they ain't
Yes.
No.
Yes.
If y'all could have saw Darian's meltdown just then. But anyway, the Lakers are still trash. I ain't gonna lie, man. I wouldn't. I'm still not worried about it because I honestly don't care because we're in the middle of a fun ride. I'm worried about that Lakers draft pick now because they're sitting at 11th right now. They're like a game out of 10th. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the Lakers are this terrible. But they'll get it together. Y'all.
And at the same time, they were actually agreeing with you with what you said about Anthony Davis. They put up some of the numbers that he's had in the past 3 games, and the question was, is he going to stay like this? You know, he's averaging close to 27 points a game. They're like, if they're going to get this Anthony Davis, then like you were stating, the Lakers might be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, man. I think they'll get it together. Just, you know, be 11th or 12th. Don't fall down to 10. LA, just do that for me. Said that we have a Mighty Base update. And breaking news, we don't. I checked social media and nothing else crazy has happened, so you guys can go back to your day. If you've seen anything, let me know about it.
Nope, we can get into some more Grizzly talk.
No shoes. No shoes have been passed out. No videos have been shooting in the gym. Any pics of his back surgery, anything like that?
Maybe in Ypsilanti again.
And here's another update. Here is one update for sure though. Like I said, he's not. The story came out that his dad said he's going to get his back checked out, and he won't play until he's cleared to play. Which means that if everything was all good, one sign of that would be you'd be seeing him on the bench. So if you stop seeing him on the bench, you can pretty much assume that he's done.
John Hart, I want to say that was David Cobb that kind of agreed with you. He said, I think we've seen the last of E-Money Bates. And it brought me back to what you were stating yesterday.
You can be optimistic as you want. That's cool. But that whole experiment was a failure. And like I said yesterday, we can't afford for that to fail.
Well, at least you have an all-star here in your city, man, to make you feel better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But no, that's what I'm saying, man. That goes back to what me and Peter were talking about a week or so ago. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that Ja Morant is here, but it's also bad that Ja Morant is here. Ja Morant being here and the Memphis Grizzlies being the team that they look like they were going to be for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years could totally destroy Tiger basketball. And I'm not crazy enough or naive to sit here and think that I don't understand that Tiger basketball has much deeper roots in the cities than the Grizzlies do.
Okay, there you go.
There are a lot of people in Memphis who don't even accept the Grizzlies as being our team.
Probably have never even been to a game on purpose.
They think the Grizzlies won't be here. I had a friend yesterday who was like, man, Ja just needs to go to a bigger market. I'm like, bro, like that's just not true. Like that's just not true at all. You know what I mean? So
especially once he gets this super max.
There are still people in Memphis who have that identity. But I'm telling you, there is a wave and a group of people who were born with we feel that way about the Tigers, not because they're such a great program, it's because we were born into it.
Yeah.
We were born into Tiger basketball being
grew up watching Larry Fink.
Right. But there is a generation of Memphians now who they were born into the Grizzlies.
They grew up watching Mike Conley. They grew up watching Tony Allen.
They grew up watching Jason Williams. Pau Gasol.
Absolutely.
And these people are, the next wave of the rich people in Memphis. You know what I mean? Or the people with, income to go to Grizzlies games and all that type of thing.
Dickerson.
And it's scary because, man, as you know, the Tigers have that crowd now, but it's just not guaranteed, man. Like that could very well switch over. They could switch over in a blink of an eye. And I don't want to see Tiger basketball become something that's secondary. I don't want to see it be. I don't want to see us turn to St. Louis. You know what I mean? St. Louis University. Yeah, I mean that can happen, bro. And that's my fear with the Grizzlies being on fire like they are, national headlines almost daily. I would hate to see Tiger basketball just fade into oblivion, and that's part of why you see me so frustrated. Because if Penny isn't the guy to do it,
who is?
Who is? Like, and he's supposed to be the guy to do it, man. Like the blueprint is laid out for him.
You got faith. You got to have faith in him, man.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, but
Yeah, you don't have to.
You kind of want to use history.
You want to, but
you want to use the greatest, the greatest representation of history you can, and therefore I go to Duke and Mike. Mike Krzyzewski? He didn't win in his first 3, 4, 5 years, but once he got that train rolling. He got it rolling. He got into the Johnny Dawkins and all of those lads to start the
and
ball rolling.
Penny will be given that type of time.
I hope so. That's all I'm asking.
There are people that are talking like, they're going to fire Penny. No, that's not happening.
No,
Penny Hardaway is pretty much going to be here pretty much as long as he wants to be here.
Yeah. And watch, when he finally wins, it'll be an unheralded team. It may be that 1 or 2 5-star here or there, but it'll be guys that should have been like Malco and Quinones. It'll be 3rd and 4th year starters with that one piece. It won't be 4 or 5 of them.
Our 5-star days feel like they're over. This feels like the last. This feels like the last.
You still got watch. Penny comes into your house and says, "Hey, I want Gabe to play for me."
I'm gonna say no.
You gonna tell Penny no?
You know I love you.
You can't tell
I'm
Penny
gonna say
no.
Penny, I love you. Stop playing with me.
You wouldn't tell Penny.
I'm not sitting back.
He would come in with so much King Cotton. Man, Penny.
I need Penny to keep his King Cotton to himself. Literally and figuratively.
Come in with a T-shirt, his grandmama on his chest.
And that's not gonna move me. I would not trust my son to coach Penny Hardaway's program. And you're talking about, hey, Penny Hardaway was my hero. No. Get it together, Penny, and he's all yours. But right now, nah.
You bring in Ron Finch.
No.
They come in your
and I was thinking earlier today, how can you fix the Mighty Bates situation? Like how in hindsight, how should Penny have handled it? Because identifying him as your starting point guard was wrong from the beginning. We all
That's how you got him here, though, isn't it?
Right. But could Penny have said to – I'm going to ask you this. I think the answer is no. But if you think differently, people listening, you think different, text in, let me know. Could Penny have gone to I can't think of Imani's dad's name.
Elgin Bates.
Could he have went to Elgin Bates and be like, hey, Mr. Bates, your son is one of the better – he's probably the best prospect I've seen ever since I've been coaching at the University of Memphis. But in major college basketball, your son may not dominate the way that he dominated in high school. Why don't you – I definitely want your son to be here. I'm glad he's here. Let me slow walk him. Let me kind of use him. Because quite frankly, bro, if you had to switch the roles and switch the names around and you played Josh Minot the way that you played Bates and you forced him into to get it together and you brought Bates along slowly like you did Minot, where would they be right now?
A lot better.
You know what I mean? Where would both of those kids be right now if you switch their
what's weird? I think that conversation you're talking about happened during the middle of the season. Hey, man, let's slow this thing down with your money. And then it was like, I think that conversation was had, but it happened at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder would that have worked if Penny had been like, look, we know this dude's the real deal, but, man, he's 2 years away. He's 17 years old, Dad. You know what I mean? He ain't supposed to be here at all.
And hopefully that's what his parents are seeing. And hopefully they know that they can get, quote, unquote, the bag with the NIL deal going on. So just stay here, ride it out with Penny, Because what are you going to do? Go to Kevin Ollie running the did he run in the what league is Kevin Ollie running? He's running one of those G League type of leagues. I forget the name of it. But he's the head of it. Where are you going to go? Turn to Kevin Ollie and now all of a sudden you're going to be a pro? No, stick it out with Penny. That's what I'm saying. Stick it out with Penny.
We'll see, man. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. If I were a bet man, I would bet that that Imani's played his last game for the Tigers, and if so, it's kind of unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Like I said, you don't get a lot of opportunities for the top player in the country. And speaking of that, you don't get a lot of opportunities to get one of the top college football coaches in the country to take over your professional program. There were a lot of rumors about Jim Harbaugh being hired by the Minnesota Vikings. Didn't happen. Jim Harbaugh decided to stay in college football, and the story just got a little weirder today. Jim Harbaugh said that he never got an offer from them.
Yep.
That he felt like he was just another guy that was being interviewed with a pile of other guys. And if I'm Jim Harbaugh, I think I've got enough moxie to carry myself like, hey, I don't have time to get interviewed by y'all. Either offer me the job or I'm going to go back to Michigan. That's my thing. Where
with the Vikings. I don't think he should have played that card with Chicago. I think he was a perfect fit for the Bears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of.
That's why I thought he should have went. But he seemingly tucked his tail and went back to Michigan like, hey, I'm going to hang with you guys. We're not going to do this every year. You're in, you're out. They're going to give him a contract. He's going to get more than the 3.5 that he got last year. So we'll see what he does. But I think that was the right move by not taking that job. So.
But yeah, I'm not knocking anybody who wants to. If you feel like you're in a good situation, you feel like it's a good fit. I mean, man, you do your thing. You know what I mean?
You could have used it to get a raise too.
For sure.
Sometimes they do that.
Well, that's the classic thing the guys do to get more security where they are. If you want to hire Larry Brown, go talk to the Orlando Magic about getting hired. You know what I mean? So that's how you can get your assistant coach that you want. But like I said, I'm not mad at him at all. If he's comfortable there in Michigan as opposed to going into the NFL or whatever, hey. The NFL's not kind to you at all sometimes, man. He can stay in Michigan and be a god there. So I'm not mad at him staying at all. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up. We got to talk about this Southern Heritage Classic thing. A little bit more information we have. I don't want to dig too deep into it because I know Kari's going to break it wide open tomorrow as well. When we come back, we'll chop it up about the Southern Heritage Classic. Jackson State said, we about this thing.
With no notice.
Yeah, exactly. Like a real.
No notice at all.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll talk about that more here on Sports 56 Grind Time.
Former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn joins Brett Norsworthy for Sports Time on Sports 56, presented by Lexus of Memphis. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Valentine's Day is almost here, and we have a tradition of going to Dinstall's, and we're doing it again this year, but virtually. We will be giving you 14% off on February the 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. if you go to Dinstall's or call and order your chocolate-covered strawberries. They're back. Head to Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, downtown, or where they make the candies. That's Pleasant View. Say Sports 56, and on February the 8th, get 14% off at Dinstall's.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
3-6 Mafia!
Final segment of the show, Sports 56 Grind Time. Talked a little bit about Imani Bates. Talked a little bit about the Jim Harbaugh situation as well. In the last segment, we're going to wrap this up talking about what's still some sad stuff to me, man. It's still hard to process. Jackson State University would no longer be in the Southern Heritage Classic effective immediately, man. It's not like, this is the last one. We only got 2 more to go, and this is it. You saw the last one, man. We saw the last one with the epic prayer.
One and only. It was the one and
the
only.
only time between
Eddie George
and Coach Prime for sure. Yeah, man, it was tough, man. It's tough to process that. Tennessee State sent out a release yesterday, and it got kind of spicy, man. They put some Tabasco in, what's it called?
Sriracha sauce.
No, what's the Pete's hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce? Man, Just hot sauce overkill.
You find that you don't know sriracha sauce is hot.
Yeah, I know sriracha sauce.
It's hot.
Is.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to think of the particular brand.
Red Hot. Frank's Red
Hot.
Yeah, but they red hot on.
What's the Pete's kind of like almost store brand? That's like the cheap stuff.
Pete. You know what? Yeah, Pete is at the corner.
Yeah,
Pete. Yeah.
Stuff,
Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Texas Pete. Actually good though.
All right. I'm a Tabasco. I mean, I'm a Louisiana guy. Tabasco is a totally different flavor, so I like Tabasco.
Yeah,
too.
Tabasco totally.
I food with Tabasco. All right. Jackson. This is a letter from Tennessee State University. All right. Jackson State University's announcement that their football team will no longer play in the Southern Heritage Classic is an insensitive and irresponsible act that has far-reaching implications and goes beyond football. The Classic is about more than TSU, JSU, our alumni, and fans. The Memphis business community, including small black-owned businesses, many of which are mom-and-pop businesses, will suffer incalculable damage. These businesses rely on contracts that are generated as a result of activities associated with the game and purchase supplies and other items in preparation of this annual event. What's even more disappointing is that there is no opportunity for discussion or a courtesy call to the TSU president, director of athletics, or head coach before the decision was made to breach the contract, which has 3 years remaining. TSU found out from a national scheduler, President Glenda Glover, Tennessee State University. I'll make two quick statements about this. And for those of you who are offended about jokes about race, please don't be. Or whatever, be offended, whatever. Because I think these is about to be funny. I'm about to say. Y'all might not agree, but I think it's about to be funny. There are two common tropes about African Americans that are displayed in this letter. And I'll go through both of those with you, Darren, if you don't mind. I hate to tie you into this, Darren, because this might offend some people. There's a trope that says that when black people quit a job, we ain't turning in no 2-week notice. We just gonna stop coming to work. that one was on full display in this letter. Jackson State just quit. They didn't turn no 2 weeks, no 2 year, no nothing. They turned in a 2 day. They turned in a 2 day. We're done. That's what we do sometimes, Darren. As African Americans, we will quit a job, and when I tell you
done,
we just stop coming. We'll do that. That's something that we do. Number 2 is the scorn of a black woman.
She was on it.
President Glenda Glover was not holding back any punches. She took all the shots she needed to take. She came out the bat calling them folks, what did she say? Irresponsible and is it unprofessional? I can't see, man. Insensitive and irresponsible is how she describes Jackson State.
You know what Prime told her? Just like our former mayor, W.W. Heritage. Get the hell out of my office. Get the hell out of my office.
For sure. Here's the thing. From what I've understood, what I've read, there's another bowl that's coming out that's available that offers more profit-sharing opportunities for the schools involved. And they don't have to split the money with Fred Jones, who's been over Southern Heritage Classic, the founder of the Southern Heritage Classic. I get all those things, but like this letter says, those schools being there adds so much to the city of Memphis. What I'm tired of seeing already is on social media people using this as an opportunity to knock Memphis or say the city of Memphis dropped the ball or they didn't want to come because it has nothing to do with any of it.
Nope.
It's simply about there's other bowl games, other bowls that are coming up. They're giving more opportunities for Jackson State.
And I agree with you from their standpoint.
That black people don't call in? That black people don't?
That too. But that it wasn't all Coach Prime. You were like, D, this is obviously not all Coach Prime. But on the same token, he's not from this area. He doesn't feel what we feel about it. So therefore, I don't think he fought for it either.
Right. I get what you're saying. I don't think this is a move that he made on his own.
Yeah. But there was no pushback either. When they put those dollars in front of his face, no pushback.
I think because he's a coach, more opportunities come up though. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you get these different
and he's with breaking up the monotony. He's with breaking up all this. Whatever I got to do to better JSU, if it hurts the 901, he's sitting there in his office saying, so damn be it. But right now, this is about Jackson State, and whoever else don't care, doesn't feel too happy about it, he doesn't give two craps about it.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate, man. Carter's going to be on here tomorrow to really break it down.
Carter going to tell you, I don't know, man. I want that.
He don't give a crap about anything that affects Memphis. It's just, It's just all my adult life, man. I've just known the Southern Heritage Classic. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I'm not saying the Classic is over, but it's just not going to be the same, man. Because geographically, TSU's right up the street, JSU's right up the street. You know people are going to travel. You can drive. You don't have to fly down here for most of all the alumni. Most of the a lot of the alumni live even closer to Memphis than the actual schools were. You know what I mean? So it was just so easy. You could get a lot of the students to come down.
When was the last time you been?
I went this last year right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you know what's crazy? I've never been inside the Southern Heritage Classic.
and I heard people say that, but let me let y'all.
Never.
I saw somebody on Facebook say, "Well, don't nobody actually go to the game anymore." Because that's a lie. Because it's sold out every year.
Yeah, it's sold out every year.
Sold out every year.
Sold out
You know what I
every
mean? And it's way more people there for that spending money than any Tiger football game. So that's
I mean,
just
I've
not
never
true.
even tailgated before. Like I should revoke my Memphis card. I've never done any of that.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely going to try to support even more now. Well, I've never actually supported because I didn't buy a ticket this year.
You gotta go out there and buy some food from those small businesses. Let's go out there and walk around and just eat Carnival and Fair.
Because even this year I didn't buy a ticket. But I'm just really concerned about it. I hope that everything works out for the better. Southern Heritage Classic has been a tremendous event for the city. Like they said, it generates a lot of money, man. A lot of money for a lot of people get paid because of Southern Heritage.
That's what you and Peter get for cracking on him early this year.
We were
What was the name we came up with?
We were joking. No, we were saying
those people wouldn't like it.
No,
What it is?
We were saying what if racist people thought that the Southern Heritage Classic was like something really about Southern
Yes,
heritage.
that's what it was.
But not about.
They done came up down.
It was just too much going on.
There's
for
too
me.
much going on.
Gertrude. Man, let me get out there.
Oh man! Hey, I got some more advice. See why
All
your man John Harbaugh went back to Michigan. He yesterday was National Signing Day, and he actually has the 9th ranked class coming
man, that's
back
what I'm
in.
saying.
So that probably helped him a little bit as
Make
well.
his decision. Yeah, Michigan's going to be the real deal probably next year for sure, and I'm sure CJ Hurt.
Yeah, CJ, man, there you go.
Well, I'm sure he'll be excited about that as well.
There you go.
Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I allegedly, because it depends on what these streets say. But yeah,
leave you in the building again next week. We gotta get some food up here too, man.
Yeah, man. We'll figure something out. We'll put on the show some type of way for y'all tomorrow. For those of y'all who are braving the elements to check us out, who outside of your car because your power's out, so you're charging up your phone or you're listening to your car radio. We appreciate you guys. Stats, Gabe are up next. It's sports time, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. We out.